Hey, welcome back. You might have seen this trend recently, which is making a souffle espresso martini. And today we're going to work out, is this really worth the effort? All right, so before I tuck into this masterpiece, monstrosity, I'm not sure yet, I'm just going to quickly talk about how I made this. So you might have seen this on TikTok if you're on the platform. This is a viral sensation, so I read. It's a souffle espresso martini, where we've got this amazing, kind of amazing, head on the drink, which really does sit quite proud. It takes a little bit of work to get this right. It took me a few goes to get it right. But all I did was combine 2 egg whites into a shaker tin with 1 double espresso, 1 teaspoon of instant coffee, which is around about 1 gram, and 10 mils of 2-to-1 sugar syrup. Shook this with ice for quite a long time. Shook it without ice for absolutely ages. And then what you do is you pour it into the glass, leave that in the freezer, which is a tip I've not seen anyone else talk about, but I think it really helps. In the meantime, make yourself an espresso martini. I've made a lot of videos about espresso martinis, which I'll link at the end. And then all you do is poke a little hole through the top of the foam, pour your espresso martini through your souffle, or whatever you want to call it, and you're left with this glorious, absurd, fantastic, strange looking souffle espresso martini. But is this really worth the effort? I mean, it is quite cool to be fair to look at, but let's see. I feel like a lot of this is on my face. That foam is super weird. I mean, if you want souffle, I suppose it kind of has that. It definitely has foam. The foam itself doesn't taste as good as the liquid underneath. I think the instant coffee's kind of taking the edge off the quality, but I do understand this. So when it comes to novelty, you can't argue that that is novel, to say the least. I'm not sure it's better than an espresso martini. In fact, I'd say it definitely isn't. However, almost every single time I teach people to make espresso martinis without guidance, the espresso martinis turn out terribly. So one of the key things about making an espresso martini is to shake it really, really hard. So you get that really nice moussey texture, that kind of cascading foam in the drink. If you don't do that, it ends up watery, insipid, thin, and it's not a good drink. So I can understand why people have made this, had decent success, and think this is the way forward. But this contains more ingredients than an espresso martini. It takes a lot more effort. It takes a lot more time. And I'd actually argue that it's easier to get wrong than the classic espresso martini because it's actually quite a simple drink with some complex elements. So getting great espresso is difficult. Getting the balance of the drink, the sweetness, the alcohol, the coffee could be difficult, but it's easy enough to teach. So if you use really good ingredients in a classic espresso martini, shake it properly with lots of ice, I don't think you need to do this. I do understand why this is attractive to people. The world's about likes these days. This is definitely gonna get likes if you post it on your social media channels. If you do, make sure you tag me, let me know what you think. But when it comes to this kind of drink, although it's definitely novel, novelty isn't necessarily a good thing. We make drinks to drink drinks usually. Social media is a different place to your mouth. This wants to taste delicious, and I don't think this tastes more delicious than a classic espresso martini. I don't think it's worth the effort, but it's novel, it's interesting, great for social media, not great for the palate. However, if you want to level up your espresso martinis, I've got lots of videos on the channel about how you can do this. This one is particularly important, which is 3 tips to making better espresso martinis. I'll put this here, which is my classic espresso martini template. Really easy, really straightforward, really easy to follow. And then here, we've got 3 variations of the espresso martini. We've got pineapple and cinnamon, chili chocolate, and also blood orange and coconut. So check these videos out. They'll be on screen just now. Subscribe to the channel for more coffee and cocktail fun. And if you make this, let me know if you like it. Is this good? Is this terrible? Is this worth the effort? Let me know.